WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. This program is paid for by Weeby Marketing. The godfather of Gator Sports Talk Radio has returned.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
It's Sports Scene with Steve Russell. Time to eat some lunch and talk some Gator sports.
Sports Scene with Steve Russell is fueled by Southeast Car Agency and brought to you in part by Gator Trim Life, Campus USA Credit Union, Doreen Weeby Realtor, Fairlife Milk, Domino's Pizza, International Diamond Center, Meldon Law, Miapa Latin Cafe, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Quality Plumbing, Sensei Asian Bistro, Ruse Ogra State Farm, Titan MRI and Imaging, the UF Bookstore, Gala Bank, B&D Electric, and the Head Beer Coach 1966 Lager.
Now, here's Steve Russell, right here on WRUF.
It is time to eat some lunch and talk some sports. Welcome into a Tuesday edition of Sports Scene as you listen on WRUF. Michael will be our producer today. Today, a couple of guests. Gator Baseball, you'll hear the game here tonight, will take on the University of North Florida. Their head coach, Joe Mercadante, former Gator, will be with us to talk about his team. Of course, you can hear the game tonight right here, 6:25. And then one of our former students, Chris Kirshner, working for The Athletic, covering the New York Yankees. They are off to a torrid start. He's going to be here to tell you why. Today, I'm going to be just Cinco de Mayo. Wasn't that originally out in California? I think that's right. Like, didn't the Spanish or the Mexicans beat the French or something out there? Isn't that the origination of Cinco de Mayo? I thought I read that someplace. I could be way wrong. But anyway, happy Cinco de Mayo to you. Yes, I don't know where that came from, Michael. That came from like maybe the 8th grade, Mr. Russ's class. I don't know. How about that? This is interesting, too. We're going to talk NBA. How about the Knicks? Just when I gave up on them, just when I thought they would not, it's a long series, right? But they just crushed Philly last night. And Jalen Brunson is, I knew he was good. He's really good. And then it's interesting, the Lightning just lost, and they didn't have Victor Hedman for a while. And, that could have affected, how they played. He released a statement from the Lightning, said the reason why he was out was because he needed to address his mental health. That's never good. He didn't play in the final 22 games of the season, including the playoffs. So just whatever it is for him, I certainly hope things get better for him. That's just not, I don't care what you do, you got to, have that. And hopefully he'll be okay. Then I'm going to throw this at you. ESPN did this. They rated the off seasons of all the Division I teams. In the SEC, where do you think they ranked Florida? Give me a guess as you call in today. Okay? I was surprised when don't cheat. I was surprised when I saw where Florida was. I'm surprised it's not raining today because the Mets won a game yesterday. They did beat the Rockies, but hey, got to start someplace. But we'll talk NBA, whatever else you want to talk about. I hope you will do that. It's a slower day today. We're starting to get into that mode. And then I don't know about your thoughts on the player that Florida picked up in basketball. But again, it's a Slovenian. Todd Golden must have like world connections. And how about this? I'm anxious for this to happen. The SEC is going to implement a challenge system for balls and strikes on an experimental basis for each game of the SEC baseball tournament this year. How about that? The system's going to permit teams to challenge an umpire's strike or ball call. Each team will have 3 challenges to start the game. 3. If a challenge is successful, they retain it. Original call confirmed, the team loses it. And what they're going to do, like they do in the big leagues, the pitch location will be compared against the electronic strike zone. The result will then be displayed on the stadium video board and on the television broadcast. So when we're in Hoover, we'll be able to see it as we're broadcasting the game. Pretty interesting. And, of course, at Hoover, that's coming up. It's this month. As a matter of fact, 2 weeks from today, the SEC baseball tournament starts. So there you go. But I'm looking forward to that. In the SEC today, some games have been canceled. Arizona State was supposed to play at Missouri. That's been canceled. There are no top 25 matchups versus top 25 teams. The closest to it, probably, maybe Tulane at LSU. Louisville plays Vanderbilt. Again, not great. Thursday, the SEC starts with a terrific series. Auburn at Mississippi State. That's the only one that starts Thursday. But some key matchups. A&M at Ole Miss. Oklahoma at Arkansas. Texas at Tennessee. LSU's got to go to Georgia. And Kentucky, of course, will come here. All right. 392-8255 as we come to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio, where they can make your home, your property shine. They really are good at what they do. They can give you full color systems. You can program it right from your phone, pool area, deck area, even your home. They got to light it up the way you want it. You can find out more at GatorTrimLight.com. And, of course, fueled by Southeast Car Agency, the best place you can go. The best place for the best in late model, low mileage vehicles. Go see the Cousins family today, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue in Gainesville. I do have some leftover texts from yesterday's show, and they come to you courtesy of B&D Electric, professional, reliable electrical service you can trust. You can schedule at bdelectric.com. That number, 352-325-3777. And all of our callers on the Titan MRI and Imaging phone line. Same-day scheduling available. 3 locations in Gainesville, 1 in Lake City. You can find out more at TitanMRI.com. That's where Byron is. Byron, hello.
Hey, Steve, if you ever wonder why I call you early, Steve, if your show is so wide-ranging, I love it, that it'll get my thoughts off, and then I have to write down what I be thinking about. I was telling your producer, I'm getting old. Let me just put it that way. But while I'm remembering, Steve, you know, I like to do this for entertainment purposes, hypothetically. Steve, I want Coach Donovan there, and I'll say this. I think what Coach Summerall might do, I'm going to put that out there because I like the weight thing, and what Liam Cohen did in Jacksonville, he could take the same players and turn them into better players. So I'm asking you, and I know you probably don't know this being a Knicks, but do you think the Magic need to turn over also besides the coaching staff, some of the players? Do you think if Coach Donovan gets there, and please come, Coach Donovan, hypothetically, that he could just keep that team and you think he can work wonders with it?
Oh, yeah, so there's a lot there.
I know.
First of all, Byron, it depends on what your philosophy is, right? Do you have the players that fit what you want to do? And sometimes it's not easy to unload players because, again, they're on contracts or, whatever that is, or guaranteed contracts. So that's not easy. And the Magic, I think, give them credit, sort of swung for the fences. They traded all those first-round draft choices to get better. But, they just made it as far as they did. So, I think at the start, you have two choices. Do you go out and do you get the best coach available regardless of your roster?
Right.
In other words, and I'm going to be stupid here, Pat Riley's available, okay? I'm going to go get Pat Riley. I'll worry about the roster later. Or do we get a guy that is going to work with the roster because we are not going to change the roster and then hire that guy? So that's what I think a front office has to do.
Yeah. Steve, you could go a lot of places with that. I set you up with that question. But real quick, Steve, I'm not trying to jinx your Knicks, but I heard this, that they have done the last two games it's a record for the blowouts in the playoff at this level. You say that it might have been a 1-8, but I think y'all won by 20-something points. But, man, the Knicks looking great. I would be feeling pretty good right now. And, Steve, I know you say you had a tie with Minnesota. I don't know if you're watching the Timberwolves, but, man, I just thought San Antonio would maybe – you don't just whoop. It's the playoffs. But, wow, I didn't think Minnesota had it in them, man. But the Ant-Man is back. And, it's getting serious, Steve. And shout out to you Mets, man. I think they got rid of I get names mixed up, but the Gator guy, they should have kept the home run king. And, man, shout out to the Tampa Bay Rays. And go Phillies. Thanks, Steve. Go Gators.
Byron, thank you. Byron, shout out to the United States, to the Soviet Union. No, I'm kidding, Byron. I appreciate your call. Let's get Woody here. Woody, hi.
Yeah, hey, Steve. I want to talk to you about the ABS system being implemented in Hoover. So Hoover's a AAA ballpark, isn't it?
I'm not sure if it's AAA or AA.
I bet it's AAA because I bet that's the reason why it's possible, because they implemented the ABS system in AAA first before they brought it to the major leagues, first spring training and then into the regular season. And so in theory, it sounds like, this could be good. I have two reasons why it might not be. One reason is I think major league umpires are way better than SEC umpires. I think there's so many ridiculous, egregious misses of balls and strikes behind the plate during SEC games. This could be ugly. I think the subpar guy that gets challenged a lot is an exception in the major leagues, but I don't know. This could get ugly, and
why would it get ugly? I don't understand. Why do you think that?
I think there's going to be lots and lots of challenges and lots of successful challenges, but also the batters and the catchers they don't have the eye that major league players do. So I don't know. I think it'll be a very interesting experiment, and then another thing that coaches and players are going to have to figure out, just like in the major leagues this year, for instance, my Boston Red Sox are terrible. They're at the bottom of the league in number of challenges, successful challenges, when to challenge. They waste them early, out of emotion, and half the time they're wrong and that kind of thing. So this could be a distraction. I hope not. I want the games to be better. Like, for instance, in Omaha, we probably would have beat South Carolina one year if it wasn't for Jeff Head or Scott Klein. I can't remember which guy was behind the plate, but it was ridiculous, the strike zone. Roth just owned us because the umpire helped him.
By the way, they are at AA. I was right.
Okay, so they must have implemented it at lower levels also and brought it up gradually, But so this could be real. I mean, it's going to be an interesting experiment. I guess they don't have any preseason games to practice on, like they did for MLB. But
no, but I think, Woody, you're making this way too complicated. There's only. So. I think you are. There's only 3 challenges. If you get them all wrong, you're done.
Yeah, but if you get them right, it could go on and on and on if you keep getting them right. And they're
that's the whole idea, is to get them right. That's the whole reason you have the thing in the first place, is to get it right.
Yeah, hopefully it'll cause the umpires to be better. That's for sure. Not have their own agendas, their own strike zone. The rule book has a strike zone in it, and there's a lot that don't bother the umpires.
All right.
So this could be interesting. And then how are you going to get all those cameras for that mythical electronic strike zone box in the college stadiums? See, they already have it in Hoover
Well, but nobody's talking about College Station. This is an experimental thing that they're trying to do. That's as far as this is going.
Experimental, so that they can implement it in college stadiums, and that's
we don't know that. We don't know that. Supposing the coaches come back and say we don't like it, then what?
Yeah, they might.
Well, then they won't implement it. Is my point, Woody. So this is let me just again This is experimental, and they've underlined that twice in the release. Experimental. Do I think if it goes well that they could implement it? Yes. Well, by God, Woody, how did they implement replay? How did they do that? We can't do replay. We can. Guess what? They did it.
No.
So I'm sure. What do you mean? No, of course they do. They have replay.
Replay during the games is a few camera angles, and they go back to Birmingham and they look at it and they talk back.
It's called replay. That's exactly what it is.
When you have the ABS system, you have to have about 12 cameras mounted around the stadium.
So then they'll bring the cameras in there if they want it, Woody. That's my point.
Okay, so, all right.
All right, thank you. Good Lord in heaven. I don't understand here. If the coaches like it and the league likes it, guess what? They'll bring in 702 cameras if they want to put the system in. That's what they have to do. I don't understand what the We'll take a break. We'll come back. Much more to come. But I do want your thoughts, though, on what this thing might be and if they should even do it further on here. You're listening to Sports Scene, coming to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio, fueled by Southeast Car Agency on WRUF. Friends, if somebody's been in business for 45-plus years, doesn't that tell you something? Trust, longevity. Well, that is the case with my friends at Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville. The Cousins family has operated that business for the past 45-plus years, and they specialize in just one thing. They give you the best alternative you have to purchasing a new vehicle, the best in late-model, low-mileage vehicles. Great variety, great selection. I'm driving one now, have been for years. Go see them today, Southeast Car Agency, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue, Gainesville.
Everyone knows Gator Trim Light is the go-to for patented permanent holiday lighting. But did you know they do so much more? From pool enclosures and businesses to decks and landscape lighting, they've got you covered. Full color systems, fully programmable, right from your smartphone. Invisible by day, stunning by night. Show off your orange and blue home or landscape with GatorTrimLight.com. That's GatorTrimLight.com. GatorTrimLight.com.
P.F. Chang's Gainesville is serving up incredible lunch specials starting at just $11.99. So if you're in the mood for Asian fusion cuisine, stop in for lunch today. And don't miss happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. with $5.99 beers, $6.99 wines, and $8.99 cocktails. Make your next lunch or afternoon unwind unforgettable at P.F. Chang's Gainesville, your destination for lunch and happy hour.
It's lunchtime and nobody does lunch like Pomodoro Cafe. From Italian dishes to subs and salads, and favorites like their meatball sub with fries or onion rings, topped with the house sauce and lots of melted mozzarella.
This is Steve Russell sharing with you one of my favorite lunch spots, Pomodoro Cafe, located in the Spring Hill Publix complex on 39th Avenue near I-75. Enjoy Pomodoro Cafe today.
And don't forget, they cater online at pomodorocafe.com.
Hey, have you ever talked to Ruse Agra over at State Farm?
Oh yeah, Ruse is awesome. Helped me get a ton of coverage for way less than I expected, and he serves all of North Florida. Super friendly too, actually takes time to explain everything.
Really? I thought State Farm would be pricey.
No, surprisingly great rates. You get that neighborly service you don't find everywhere. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I might give Ruse at State Farm a call.
You should. Call 352-240-1779 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Hey, Gator baseball fans, here's a win you can taste. When the Florida Gators take home a victory at Condren Family Ballpark, you win too at Miapa Latin Cafe. The day after every home win, swing by and score a free Cuban coffee, hot or iced, your choice. Just bring your game ticket to any Miapa location and claim your reward within 24 hours of the win. It's that simple. Gators win, you win. Only at Miapa Latin Cafe, serving Gator fans for over 20 years. Play ball!
Hey Gainesville, tired of big banks that don't know your name? Meet GalaBank. Locally owned, locally operated. With over 350 years of combined experience, we're here to help our neighbors, not just customers. No call centers, no appointments necessary, no sign-in sheets, and anyone can cash a check on us. No extra charge. Local bank, local people. GalaBank. Find us at 7515 West University Avenue off Tower Road. GalaBank. Member FDIC.
Connecting with WRUF at Sports Scene just got easier. Call, email, watch on YouTube or Facebook Live. And now text us on the B&D Electric text line at 352-325-3777. That's 352-325-3777. Gator baseball fans, don't miss On Deck with Steve Russell and Jeff Cardoso live every Monday at 1 on WRUF. Get baseball and softball breakdowns, player analysis, and SEC previews. Listen live or anytime on the WRUF app, YouTube, or Facebook. On Deck, it's a hit.
If it happens in Gator Nation, you hear it on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Welcome back to Sports Scene. Victor, you sent me like 20 emails here, Victor. I can't do them all, but I'll try to get to them in a second. But first, let's go to our Titan MRI Imaging phone line. Dr. Gill, what's up?
Hey, Steve. That ABS system, I think it's kind of a great little novelty for the SEC tournament. I don't know whether or not we'll be seeing it for the regular season, and I think it depends a lot on the technology at the different ballparks. But I'm looking forward to it. By the way, the Birmingham Barons don't play at Hoover Met. They play downtown at Regents Field. So they don't even have a minor league team playing there.
Correct, but my point is that the park itself can house that. They can implement
that. Absolutely. Well, my thing is, I watched the game on Saturday and Sunday and listened to you and Jeff because it was just a necessity because of the SEC network becoming the Oklahoma radio broadcast as it usually does when we have an away game. And one of the things that was pretty obvious was that LaChance, the catcher for Oklahoma, was very adept at duping the umpires, and I see it in the majors, but I see it much more in the college ranks that umpires get duped by catchers that pull in strikes to the detriment of Cade Kurland, who really didn't need to get a call strike three on a ball that was in the left-handed batter's box, and then they got Surowiec for one that was about a foot outside, too. The only problem I have with it is three is not going to be enough to really make a difference because they probably miss about 10 to 15 calls.
Gil, I'm trying to do this the best I can do it. I don't agree with you. Do I agree they miss calls? Yes. I don't think umpires are duped. They're graded. Remember, the league grades them. So, and I don't know I don't know what one umpire is graded versus what another umpire is graded. They're going to miss calls, and they also miss them for the other team, too. You're just mentioning Florida. They also miss them for the other teams, too. I get the point, but I don't think it's as egregious as, maybe for a certain game it is. I think for the most part, umpires do a pretty nice job. But do they miss pitches? Sure they do. They miss them both ways.
Well, I agree. I'm not saying that Florida was being favored or not favored by it. I'm just saying that it's very annoying when you're watching a game when a guy makes a beautiful pitch and it gets called a ball, or makes a terrible pitch and it gets called a strike because the catcher is adept at moving his glove 18 inches over the strike zone, and the umpire buys it. It's not actually what I would consider to be bad sportsmanship. It's not like if you're flopping, but kind of, in my opinion, it is kind of flopping. It is kind of trying to deceive based on your ability to move the ball into the strike zone. And I don't think the major league umpires are caught. Well, obviously they're better, but they catch that more than the ones that I've seen in the SEC. And when you watch the games on TV from center field, you can see how many balls off the plate are called strikes against the team, not necessarily just Florida. And I'm saying if you're going to have the ABS system, it helps a little bit, but it's not going to change the fact that you're going to have bad calls and you're going to have good calls. I just think it's kind of a nice novelty. I think Woody is reading too much into it. They're not changing the game of baseball.
Right. Look, as long as you have human beings as referees, umpires, whatever it is, they're human beings and they're going to make mistakes. That's just, in fact, there's a part of me, Gil, that wishes all this mechanical nonsense would just go away. And we go back to having human beings who make mistakes. But I get the point.
Yeah,
there's big money now.
I don't think that's good.
No, that genie's out of the bottle. I mean, there's big money now.
Happen,
no.
But I'm going to look forward to it. I mean, just as a novelty, just as something different. And the one good thing about ABS, Steve, when they have it in the major leagues, it's quick, and you're done in 10 seconds.
Right.
That's the great thing about it is you can make the decision and go. These replays are so drawn out to 3, 4, 5 minutes sometimes. That's where I think the human factor, I kind of miss it because that's just too long.
Okay.
All right. We'll
Appreciate
see you tonight.
you, Dr. See you tonight, Gil. Thank you. All right. Let's get to Mike. He says, in my opinion, Orlando would be making a mistake hiring Billy. Donovan was 226 and 256 at Chicago. His playoff record is 19 and 27. He had a better record at OKC, only made it past the first round once. He's been an average coach at best in the NBA. I think part of that, Mike, is the roster he had. I mean, that's the problem. In the NBA, you don't recruit. You can't get your players. The front office gets the players, and you have to coach those players. So I think his track record is certainly good. I get your point. In the NBA, he's not been a championship coach. So we'll see the direction that Miami goes. Jim says, now that you've been to Oklahoma, which opposing team takes care of the media the best? Is there a particular venue that has great food? A lot of times we in the media are accused, and I think sometimes rightfully so, of complaining, I don't have anything to eat, anything to drink. But, most places you go to, you either get a voucher, you can go down to the concession stand and get something. Oklahoma had nothing. Zero. No water, no food, no nothing. Now, they're renovating the ballpark at the end of this year, so maybe there'll be something different there, Jim. But most of the places that we go to, do provide that. And, the newer ballparks have better facilities in terms of the press box and, that sort of thing. But it was fun going to Norman. Really, really pretty city. The campus is just gorgeous. If you ever get a chance to go to see the campus, it's really nice. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and then we're going to talk Major League Baseball. Chris Kirshner, one of our former students, covers the Yankees for The Athletic. He'll join us next as you're listening to Sports Scene on WRUF.
Your home for the Tampa Bay Rays is WRUF.
It's never fun being injured. And with summer on the way, the last thing you want is lingering pain holding you back. Good news. You don't have to deal with long waits or high costs at Titan MRI and Imaging. At Titan MRI and Imaging, you're not just another patient. You're treated with care in a comfortable, personal setting. With 2 locations in Gainesville and 1 in Lake City. Being pain-free is a short drive away. And they accept insurance. So don't sit out this summer. Get the scan you need and get back to enjoying it. Visit TitanMRI.com to learn more.
The commitment from IDC to first responders is really extraordinary.
Veteran firefighter Johnny Hinton talks about International Diamond Center's ongoing support for our heroes in uniform.
IDC has helped us raise just massive amounts of money.
Johnny says in addition to corporate gifts to support charity fundraisers, IDC is there every day, helping first responders with an extra 15% discount on any purchase.
Again, thank you guys so much.
International Diamond Center at Celebration Point.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
By now, you've heard about the Florida Legends Experience in Gila, featuring Gator Heisman greats Tim Tebow, Danny Werfel, and Steve Spurrier all in one place at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Imagine catching a pass or taking a handoff from a Heisman winner, all while supporting Isaiah 117 to help provide safe, loving homes for children in need. Then enjoy an unforgettable evening at the Gala, filled with great food and lasting memories. Don't miss this historic event. Find out how you and your business can get involved at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com.
Thursdays just got a whole lot better. At Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, it's prime rib night, and it's everything you've been craving. We're talking slow-roasted, perfectly seasoned USDA prime rib, carved just the way you like it, served with a jumbo loaded baked potato and all the classic fixins. Simple, legendary, done right. This isn't just dinner, it's a weekly tradition. And hey, you asked, the head ball coach delivered. Join us every Thursday for premium prime rib night at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Come hungry, leave legendary.
There are plenty of realtors in town, but few work as hard, respond as quickly, or care as deeply as Doreen Wiebe of Caldwell Banker MM Parish. Community-driven and client-focused, Doreen will work with you to ensure your satisfaction. Whether you're buying or selling, she brings persistence, preparation, and heart to every deal. With Doreen, you're not just another transaction. You're a priority. Call 352-562-1411. That's 352-562-1411.
It's game day. Lights on, fans ready, everything running like it should. Now imagine your home performing at that same level. No flickering lights, no tripping breakers, no last-minute surprises. With B&D Electric, your home's electrical system is always game day ready. From repairs and lighting to panel upgrades and troubleshooting, they deliver reliable service you can count on every time. Don't sit on the sidelines. Schedule your service today at www.bdelectric.com. That's bdelectric.com.
Gainesville's best-kept secret is finally being revealed. Introducing Sensei Asian Bistro. Located in Celebration Point next to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Sensei delivers a one-of-a-kind Japanese-French fusion experience that's as refined as it is unforgettable. Indulge in signature dishes like our smoked New York strip, Chilean sea bass, matcha curry, or the crave-worthy chunggang chili chicken. Pair it all with handcrafted cocktails, fresh crudo oysters, or our premium A5 Wagyu tataki. Sensei Asian Bistro. Make your reservation today.
Gator Baseball plays here. WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Folks, if you're tired of big banks that don't know your name, meet Gala Bank. It's Gainesville's only local bank. Over 350 years of combined experience, here to help neighbors, not just serve a customer. There are no appointments necessary, no call centers, no sign-in sheets. Anybody can cash a check with them, and there's no extra charge to do so. Gala Bank, 7515 West University Avenue off of Tower Road. They are a member FDIC. Don't forget, if you have Facebook Live questions today, they come to us courtesy of Ruse-Ogre State Farm, your go-to agent in Gainesville, North Central Florida for car, home, casualty, and life insurance. YouTube questions from Campus USA Credit Union, serving our community for 90 years. And all of our guests, like the one we're going to have now, coming to you courtesy of Meldon Law, serving Gator Nation since 1971. Meldon Law won't back down. We go to our Titan MRI and imaging phone line and bring in one of our grads of the journalism college. He's covering the New York Yankees for The Athletic. Chris Kirschner now joins us. Chris, welcome. Good to have you back.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Steve.
First of all, as somebody who grew up in the New York market, I was privileged to hear Mel Allen, Red Barber, do Yankee broadcasts, and John Sterling just passed away. Yankees win. And I know they really honored him. You've been up there, what was that like, honoring a guy who'd been a Yankee broadcaster for so long?
Yeah, it was a sad day yesterday because, John Sterling was the Yankee broadcaster from 1989 to 2024, revered by Yankees fans all over. They had a really nice pregame ceremony for him. Michael Kay the Yes play-by-play broadcaster, and Susan Waldman, his longtime partner at WFAN, laid a couple of bouquets of blue and white roses at home plate. They played a montage of his clips from the past 30-plus years. So it was really, really nice. And, the Yankees are still deciding on whether they will play his signature call. The Yankees win after wins at home. So that was a really nice touch after they beat the Orioles last night 12-1. So, just a really sad and somber day. But, I think Susan Waldman put it best before the game yesterday. She said, this is someone who lived life to the fullest, did everything he wanted in his life. So it shouldn't be a mournful day. It should be a celebration. And that's what it felt like.
Speaking of doing something after the Yankees win, Chris, they're doing an awful lot of that. I mean, they're having a heck of a start, 35, 36 games in. Did you think they'd be this good? I mean, their run differential is almost like 100 runs already. Do you think they'd be this good?
I did think that they were going to be this good. I mean, they basically ran back the same roster as last year. And last year, I thought they were a really good team, but they fell short in the ALDS against the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays were really the team that got them last year, and they couldn't figure them out. So it's not surprising that they're this good. I just didn't think their pitching was going to be as good as it's been. They have the AL Cy Young early contender in Cam Schlittler, who made his MLB debut last year. He's been incredible. Ben Rice, another young player, probably the early favorite for MVP. So when you have two of those guys on your roster, and I didn't even mention Aaron Judge, you're probably going to be a really, really good team.
Yeah, if you don't mention Aaron Judge till third, yeah, you're going to be pretty good.
Absolutely.
I did not see – I mean, look, again, we're, 30-something games in this season. I didn't see the Rays being only a game and a half behind the Yankees. Did you see that?
Yeah. No, I did not. I thought the Rays were going to finish in last place this year. I think they're probably overperforming a little bit, especially on the hitting side. I don't think that their offense is going to be as solid as it's been through the first 34, 35 games. So I would expect that to fall off. But the one thing with Tampa is that if they're still in the mix around the trade deadline, which is in August this year, this is the first Monday in August, I do think that they're able to make trades just because they have a lot of depth in their farm system. So if they're in the mix by August, I do think that they can absolutely make noise and possibly get in, either winning the division. I don't think that's a likely possibility, but they absolutely can get in as a wild card if they keep this up.
Chris, in the NFL, they love parity. And look, take away the AL East because, the Yankees, the Red Sox, I think, are 9 or 10 games behind. But if you go to the Central and you go to the West, everybody seems like they're 500. And it's just a bunch of teams that are around 500. Yep. I didn't expect that either. Do you think that'll change?
I do think it'll change. I have been surprised that the American League has been as bad as it's been. Like I was having this conversation last night, just like watching the Orioles. Like coming into the year, I thought the Orioles were absolutely going to be one of the better teams in the American League after what they did in free agency, adding Pete Alonso, Andrew Kittredge in free agency to their bullpen, Ryan Helsley, Taylor Ward, getting him in a trade with the Angels. And watching the Orioles over the past 4 games, I don't think they're good at all. So there's a lot of those teams this year that I just didn't expect to be as bad as it's been. So I'm very surprised. I do think that the Blue Jays will turn it around at some point. They've had numerous injuries. The Mariners should figure it out with their offense. So those 2 teams in particular, I would expect to get better, but it has been a surprise that, basically every team in the American League outside of Tampa and the Yankees has been bad.
How has Bellinger done so far?
Bellinger's had a good season. The other day he had his best game of the year, 4 for 4, 2 home runs, double, single, playing excellent defense in left field, which the Yankees, that's one of the main reasons why they wanted him in left field, because of how great of a defender he is, and he's been as advertised in left field. the one thing is when you get a contract that he has making $160 million, like you're expected at that point to play like a star. I wouldn't say he's played at like a star level, but he's been pretty solid so far.
Last thing for you. Look, pitching is a really important cog in any successful team. Tell me, you mentioned some of the guys on the Hill, but overall as a staff, what have you seen with this Yankee team so far?
Yeah, the rotation's been unbelievable, and they're going to get Carlos Rodon and Garrett Cole back from injury in a couple of weeks. Rodon should make his season debut on Sunday, and Garrett Cole should make his season debut coming off of Tommy John surgery in a few weeks. And when you add those two guys to what the rotation's been, they have the lowest ERA among all starting pitching staffs. You're talking about a group that is extremely deep. I mentioned Cam Schlittler earlier. He's been amazing. It's kind of crazy to say, but Max Fried, who's their highest paid starting pitcher, might be the worst of the five this season, and his ERA is like 2.4. So that's how crazy their starting pitching has been this year. I mean, it's been incredible, and it's only going to get better with Rodon and Cole coming back soon.
Last thing, I think sometimes if you're not in New York and you're sitting here in Gainesville, it's hard to imagine the pressure there is of playing in New York, managing in New York, being an owner in New York. A lot is on Aaron Boone. Mm-hmm. What do you think has to happen here? I just think making the playoffs isn't enough, Chris, but what do you think the floor is, if you will, for what Boone needs to do?
Yeah, I mean, this is year 9 for him. His predecessor, Joe Girardi, got 10 years. Brian Cashman, the general manager, has said that he likes giving managers at least 10 years before, assessing if this guy is the right choice. I do think coming off of last year and running back basically the same exact roster from last year, that says that they believe in this group, and just getting to the playoffs, as you said, won't be enough. So if they fall flat again in the first round, if they don't win the division, I do think pressure is going to be on Aaron Boone, and it is very possible that this could be his last year if they don't get it done. Wow.
Well, so far, though, so good. Yanks are off to a really, really good start, and one of our Gator grads, Chris Kirshner, covering them and doing a great job in doing it. Always appreciate you, Chris. Thanks for taking the time.
Yep, thanks, Steve.
You got it. He's done a great job, and he's a Northeast kid, so he's having a whole lot of fun covering that team. All right, before I get to Joe Mercadante, the University of North Florida coach, got, let's see, is this text? Yeah, it's text line question, B&D Electric. John, will Donovan be coaching Orlando? I've been asked that a lot the last couple of days. I'm going to say yes. And maybe more because I want him to come back to Florida. But I think so. And then Seth says, what kind of coach did the Magic hire? Is Bonchero good enough to win now? Does he need more help and a coach to help with development? Well, I think a coach always helps. But, look, I'm not saying coaches aren't important. They are. But you don't fire a roster. You fire a coach, right? So look what happened with the Magic roster. They traded all those number 1 picks, and this is as far as they got. Is that coaching? Now, some of that was injury. The Magic had a lot of players hurt. So I'd like to see what the Magic, Seth, could do by staying, reasonably healthy and, with a new coach, and then see, where they go. And then if you cannot, I don't want to say it's an excuse, but you can't use the thought process of, well, this guy missed 30 games and this guy missed 20 games, which is true. They did, and they still made the playoffs. But if you are relatively healthy and you don't do it, well, then where does management go? Is it our roster, or do we need to replace the coach? So they've replaced the coach. We'll take a break. We'll come back. And again, hope to have Joe Mercadante, the baseball coach at UNF. That's the team Florida's playing tonight. He'll give you a lowdown on his team as you listen to Sports Scene coming to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio, fueled by Southeast Car Agency on WRUF.
When the late, great Charlie Daniels would need a place for jewelry he could trust, he turned to International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange.
Hi, I'm Charlie Daniels, and I live in Tennessee, but when I get ready to do something serious about jewelry or a gift for my wife or somebody, I always get in touch with the folks at International Gold and Diamond Exchange here in Gainesville. There's a lot of reasons for that. One reason is they sell nothing but the best.
Find out what Charlie was talking about for yourself at International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange at 3440 West University Avenue and online at igdwex.com.
Gator Nation, did you know the UF bookstore, located right inside the University of Florida's Rights Union, is more than just textbooks? That's right. Gear up with officially licensed Gator merchandise from top brands like Nike, Peter Lamar, Lululemon, Columbia, Tommy Bahama, Apple, and more. From game day to every day, we've got the styles Gators love. Stop by the Florida bookstore at Rights Union. The Florida bookstore, where Gators shop.
Go Gators!
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for core power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
We all know the most exciting thing that can happen during a baseball game is a grand slam. Leave it to Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC and the Florida Gators to make it even more exciting. This year, at any SEC home game here in Gainesville, if the baseball or softball team hits a grand slam in the fourth inning, someone will win a 2-year lease on a brand new 2026 Chevy Trax. It's happened before. Will you be the next to win? Davis Gainesville Chevrolet and the Florida Gators. Now that's a hit.
Are you ready to raise your game when it comes to your Gators gear? Head over to Alma Mater in Gainesville. You'll find just what you need to rep your team in style. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, they've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan in all kinds of weather. Whether it's game day or any day, you'll be winning with officially licensed apparel found nowhere else. Locally owned, locally produced. Alma Mater, in-store at the corner of 34th and University or online at almamaterdesign.com.
Concrete is tough, long-lasting, durable, and when it's done right, it's the foundation of everything that stands strong. At Silverback Concrete, we don't just pour concrete, we build trust one slab at a time. We're a family-led team of heavy concrete specialists who sweat every detail, from footers to elevated decks. We respect your budget, we build to last, and we care about the people on the job today and those who will walk these floors tomorrow. You stand on it, we stand by it. Silverback Concrete, we've got your back. Visit silverbackconcrete.co to get started.
For more than 50 years of quality service, Archer Electric Service Company has been Gainesville's choice for residential and commercial electrical work. Whether you need wiring, repairs, or backup generator installation, we treat every client like family with professional, clean, dependable service. Don't wait for the storm or the flicker to remind you. Visit ArcherElectricService.com today for a free consultation and see why we've been Gainesville and the surrounding area's most trusted electricians for decades.
Sometimes it can be hard to tell the difference between a minor sprain and a significant issue. The team at UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine provide expert orthopedic care with locations in Gainesville and Ocala for everything from walk-in treatments to specialized surgeries and complex cases. Choose the providers who care for Team USA. Visit ufhealth.org/orthoexperts to learn more. Proud provider for the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Medical Network.
In the heart of Gator Country, some things are built to last. Traditions, family, and real wood furniture. At Would You Furniture, we believe furniture should be more than something you replace every few years. It should be something you pass down, built to last generations. Choose beautifully finished pieces or ready-to-finish furniture you can make your own. Would You Furniture. Real wood, real quality, right here in our community. Come visit our new showroom on Main Street, just north of our previous location, or online at wouldyougainesville.com.
From the UF
WRUF Weather Center. Here is your WRUF weather update.
Skies mostly sunny throughout our Tuesday afternoon. Temperatures today peaking in the upper 80s. Then tonight, increasing clouds becoming partly cloudy and temperatures staying mild. Lows should only dip to the mid to upper 60s to start off our Wednesday. Turning breezy tomorrow afternoon, gusts from the west to 15 miles an hour. Hot with highs in the lower 90s. From the WUFT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Megan Borowski.
You're listening to Sports Scene with Steve Russell right here on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Well, we're having trouble hooking up with Joe, but hopefully we will before we are done with our broadcast today. Let's go to our International Diamond Center email. We thank International Diamond Center for sponsoring our emails. Great jewelry you won't find anywhere better. A wide assortment of designer engagement rings, wedding bands, watches, and fine jewelry. And again, they are the official jeweler of the Florida Gators. And Quality Plumbing, sponsoring the first hour of our show today. When you need a quality plumber, rely on the same companies trusted since 1984, Quality Plumbing. All right, I'm gonna text him. Okay, we'll try him once more, Michael. If we don't get him, then I'll text him. Daryl, do you think some umpires have an agenda against coaches or managers because of previous bad experiences or altercations in past games? I would hope not, Daryl, because, again, they are graded, so I would hope that's not the case. Let's go to some YouTube questions. Once again, they are brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union. Jeff, what do you think of the challenges in general in any sport? I don't think much has changed in football. We'll get to that in just a second. But I'm going to text him right now, and we'll see if we can get this done. Okay. Live radio, ladies and gentlemen. One of the things, just chasing people sometimes can be interesting. We saw this year in college basketball things change with adding appeals, which Golden used a lot. Now the addition of the ABS challenge system in baseball. I personally like it, but I do see it slowing down sports in general. Sure, I think there's a trade-off here, okay? If you want the call right, then you are going to have to endure games that are like college basketball used to be 2 hours. That's not the case. Even softball now is not 2 hours anymore because of challenges, et cetera. So that's just how it is. All right. We got Joe and Coach Mercadante's team. UNF is going to face the Gators tonight. Joe, man, what's up? How are you?
Doing all right. Just trying to get ready for a midweek. We got through finals last week, so now it's kind of the fun time of the year for a college baseball team. Get to focus on baseball, and always a pleasure coming back over playing UF. I
appreciate your time, Joe. All right, Gator fan walks into the stadium tonight. Tell us about your team.
Yeah, we've been playing some good baseball. We had a little bit of a bug early in the season with the midweek matchups, but our guys have played really, really well in ASUN competition. Went through a streak after we went to Alabama for a non-conference series. I think we rattled off. We've only lost 1 weekend series since then, so playing really well. Guys are starting to kind of figure each other out. I think that's kind of the commonplace this day and age with portal and transfers. You're not going to have a consistent nucleus, so I think it's taken half the season for the guys to figure each other out, the returners, the newcomers, and we've gotten to a good kind of, I guess, winning combination. We've been playing pretty solid defense. The pitching's been really good, and I think that the strength of our team offensively is we don't have one or two superstars. I think we've got length in the lineup, and we've gotten big games from everywhere in the lineup 1 through 9, which has been a strength for us.
Can you look back, Joe, at something specific that, hey, we pitched it better, we hit it better, or just been a combination of everything?
I think it's just been – that's one of those things that you kind of like as a coach is that it's the days that we haven't pitched it great as the starters. The bullpens have done a nice job for us. Our bullpen's certainly been a strength for us on the weekends. And then, offensively, we went through a little bit of a low spot, but we found enough ways to manufacture some runs. Coach Wilkerson does a tremendous job finding offense for us when we're not hitting the ball over the fence and out of the ballpark. So we're able to do some different things offensively to create some runs when we need to. But I think our identity is we've got to get really good pitching and play good defense, and we find ways to score.
On the bump, what have you seen so far?
We've gotten a solid rotation with the weekend. Dakota Stone's been our certified ace. We won't obviously see him tonight, but he's been a huge piece for us. Guys, anytime you can throw an ace out there on a Friday night and an ERA south of 3, he's been doing a great job getting us off to a good start. And we've gotten really good starts on Saturday and Sundays, not that 6 or 7 inning start, but 4 or 5 into the 6th, and then we can hand it off. And we've had a bit of a four-headed monster out of the bullpen. John Costa and Devin Diggs and Brandon Adams and Kai Oaru have done a tremendous job. All those guys with ERAs, right around 3 or below, just done a great job holding leads when we got them or making sure we keep guys out of trouble. So certainly that piece of the bullpen has been a huge, huge thing for us.
How do you approach, obviously you want to win the game, but how do you approach midweeks now, Joe, this late in the season, knowing how important conference games are?
Yeah, I think everybody's, and that, obviously you see the epidemic of the RPI cancellations all over college baseball right now.
Yes.
That's one of those things that we talk about, everybody talks about, and that's one of the things that I don't think I could ever do just because I'm such a traditionalist and competitive guy and think about the game in a pure state. But, a lot of guys are making decisions, trying to make sure they're well rested for the weekend. Just like Florida, we have a ton left to play for on the weekends, and for us, the ASUN is only a one big league. You got to win your tournament to get into the NCAA regional, so it's not like you're building a resume where you're going to get that large. So that changes things a little bit. But for us, we're going to get our bats out there tonight, have a solid lineup, and get a couple arms out there that we've got to get some work because for us, we're not going to be able to roll 5 pitchers into a postseason. We're going to have to get through a conference tournament, which means we're going to have to get 10, 11, 12 guys out there over a 5-day stretch. So we need those guys to get some battle-tested reps and go out there against a really good opponent and see where they stack up.
Speaking of that, Joe, what do you see with this Gator team?
Yeah, I think it's a dangerous group. I think, as you look and you scout them, obviously there's some talent up and down the lineup. They've played really well on some of the weekends, and as you look at it, you also see some of the games they drop. So I think the big thing for us, we try to get away from playing the opponent and worrying about the logo and just focus on the game. And, for us, it's just executing the pitch regardless of who's standing in the batter's box and having a good approach and getting a good swing off on a good pitch regardless of who's on the mound. So our guys, I don't think will be too caught up with that, but certainly us as a coaching staff know that there's a lot of firepower on the other side, so we've got to play really good baseball tonight. And biggest thing for us is just not giving away any freebies. Try to limit the walks, try to limit the hit by pitches, make sure we play clean defense.
Last thing, you kind of mentioned the RPI cancellations, which I think are just awful. Do you think that college baseball will take a look at this? Is there anything that can, in reality, be done about it?
I think it's tough. I've been doing this now, I guess 18 years ago. I still don't think I quite truly understand the RPI. I think it's a flawed metric. I think it has its strength, and it certainly gives you a solid snapshot of the strength of a team and who they've played against. But I think any time that you got teams canceling games because of that metric, I think we've got to look back at it and see if there's a better way for us to quantify what we're trying to measure.
I'm right with you. Always appreciate your time, Joe. I'll see you at the ballpark tonight. Thanks for taking time.
Thanks, Steve.
You got it, Joe. Joe Mercadante, former Gator, coaching now at UNF. Brad Wilkerson is also there. So I've always enjoyed him. Good guy. Looking forward to seeing him tonight. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Top of the hour, number 2 coming up on Sports Scene. As you listen, again, many thanks to our first hour sponsor, Quality Plumbing. When you need a quality plumber, their name says it all. Back with hour 2. Stay with us.
The NBA playoffs play here. WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
Want to get your brand noticed? At Radware, we help you stand out with custom corporate apparel, branded uniforms, and promotional swag that gets attention. From trade shows to team uniforms, we've got you covered. Radwear even works with major names like the University of Florida. Boost your brand visibility today. Visit radwear.com. That's radwear.com and let your brand shine.
If there's anybody that knows what teamwork and great leadership is all about, it's the head ball coach himself, Steve Spurrier. Sure, it applies to football and the team at Campus USA Credit Union.
Yeah, I think we got excellent leadership with Jerry Benton and his staff there, and certainly I'm proud to team up with those guys as we go from year to year.
Campus USA Credit Union can help with all your financial decisions. Join the team. Learn more at campuscu.com. Member NCUA.
Summer in Gainesville means sunshine, barbecues, and storm season right around the corner. Don't wait until disaster strikes to think about your roof. Whether it's your home or your business, Atlantic Roofing has you covered. From inspections to full replacements, their expert team handles both residential and commercial roofing, built to stand up to Florida's toughest weather. Get ahead of the storm. Protect what matters most. Visit AtlanticRoofingFL.com today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing. Roofing you can trust, rain or shine.
Domino's carryout deal means you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each when you order online or by phone. Just in case there's any confusion, we've even set up a helpful website to confirm if today is a day you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's carryout deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carryout only. Ask for this offer. Availability and charges may vary. Size availability varies by crust type. Excludes XL and specialty. Your local store may charge extra for some toppings and sauces.
Hi, I'm Kerry Meldon. At Meldon Law, we prepare every case as if it's going to trial. And part of that preparation involves real people from our community giving honest feedback. Join one of our jury research focus groups. You'll review real case scenarios, share your perspective, and enjoy dinner and dessert on us. We'll thank you and provide you $125 for your time. It's engaging, meaningful, and your voice truly matters. Visit meldonlaw.com to sign up today.
Gator fans, this one's for you. Introducing Castaway Sauce Company, the hot sauce made by Gators for Gators. Their signature ball kicker hot sauce is inspired by Steve Spurrier's famous kick that beat Auburn in '66. If you love hot sauce with real flavor, not just heat and vinegar, Castaway delivers. Available at select public supermarkets, Castaway Sauce Company is founded by a lifelong Gator and proud UF alum. From mild to wild, they've got a flavor for every Gator tailgate. Grab your Castaway hot sauce today and taste the tradition. Learn more at CastawaySauceCompany.com.
This summer, bring every game home. Baseball, soccer, golf, like never before. With a stunning new home theater system from Electronics World. Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, surveillance, and smart home solutions. Delivering the best products, the best service, and the best price. Don't just watch the game, live it. At Electronics World. Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, home surveillance, and smart home installation and service. Visit electronicsworld.net for more. That's electronicsworld.net.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Meta World Peace, what's up, man?
Nah, that's not my name anymore, thanks to Hard Rock Bet.
We're doing this again, are we?
Now I go by Meta over rebounds, under assists, method of first basket, free throw, Peace.
Huh, so you really can same game parlay practically anything now on Hard Rock Bet.
It's the only place I play these days.
Download the Hard Rock Bet app and start playing today. Hard Rock Bet, roll with us.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. This program is paid for by Weeby Marketing. The godfather of Gator Sports Talk Radio has returned.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
It's Sports Scene with Steve Russell. Time to eat some lunch and talk some Gator sports.
Sports Scene with Steve Russell is fueled by Southeast Car Agency and brought to you in part by Gator Trim Life, Campus USA Credit Union, Doreen Weeby Realtor, Fairlife Milk, Domino's Pizza, International Diamond Center, Meldon Law, Miapa Latin Cafe, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Quality Plumbing, Sensei Asian Bistro, Ruse Ogra State Farm, Titan MRI and Imaging, the UF Bookstore, Gala Bank, B&D Electric, and the Head Beer Coach 1966 Lager.
Now, Here's Steve Russell right here on WRUF.
Welcome into Hour 2 of Sports Scene for this Tuesday. Michael is our producer today. Charlie's back there, yesterday's producer. I thought about you when your Sixers took a powder last night. But hey, it's only one game, Charlie, and I know that. So, and look, I don't very often get a chance to say when my teams beat somebody else like that. So I got to gloat a little. So I'm not hating on you, Charlie. Anyway, we come to you live from the Gator Trimlight Studio. Don't forget, pool enclosures, businesses to decks and landscape lighting, they have you covered, fully programmable right from your phone. They make it happen, folks. Visit GatorTrimlight.com, and you'll see exactly what they can do for you. We are fueled by Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue, the best in late model, low mileage vehicles. Don't forget, our first hour brought to you by our friends at Quality Plumbing. This hour brought to you by Domino's Pizza, one right in your neighborhood. Perfect for lunch, dinner, or those late night cravings. Nobody delivers like Domino's. Just a click away at www.gatordominoes.com. All right, we have no guests this hour, full slate here. So call us up on the Titan MRI Imaging phone line, 392-8255. International Diamond Center email is srussell@wruf.com. And don't forget, if you have Facebook Live questions, Ruse Ogra brings you those. YouTube questions, Campus USA sponsors those. And our text line, Michael will take care of that for us, 352-325-3777, courtesy of B&D Electric. Sam, email. Do you see the volleyball tournament participating later this year in Dallas? Yes. This is a very interesting tournament. If you've not heard about this, it's for money. Yeah, money. Real money. 4 women's volleyball teams will play for a total of $1 million. These are college volleyball teams. It's a made-for-TV deal, and it's going to be held at Jerry World. Florida is one of the teams in it. Florida, Penn State, Nebraska, and SMU. It's called Spikes Under the Lights. Yeah, August 27th. 2 semifinals, followed by a final all best-of-3 set format, because they have a 3-hour window. And then each team will be paid $200,000 as an appearance fee. An additional $200,000 in prize money will be put up as well, largest portion going to the winner. Each school will decide how to do the money among its players. So that's pretty good. And it's money. Players love that. So very interesting format, August 27th. So, Sam, there you are, and thank you for that. Ken, I'm a Donovan fan. Billy hasn't done anything in the NBA. He was not good at OKC, even worse in Chicago. I think he's like Spurrier, better suited for college. He'll get hired again. I don't see him having a lot of success. I'd like to have him have a better roster and then, again, judge his success. I think that's good. Victor says the pitch challenge is awful. Games will go to 5 hours. No, they won't. Again, you only get 3, and those challenges are fast. He would entertain a zone of acceptance. Think about that term. Okay, I'm appealing to the zone of acceptance. That's interesting. And he does it outside the standard square. That square is not adjusted player by player. That same square is used for Aaron Judge, is used for Jose Altuve. Only allow the call reversal if it's way out. They can create that extended area of acceptance based on statistical analysis. Well, Victor, that is like way too deep for me, dude. I just think you challenge it, you get it over with, and you're done. Let's go. That's the whole idea of it. Let's go to our Titan MRI Imaging phone line. Top Jimmy, hello.
Hey, good afternoon, sir.
Hey.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Yep.
How about that can of whoop ass your Knicks opened up on the Sixers last night? I know you were just talking with one of your other producers in regard to him being a Philly fan, but dang, man, they set like 3 different types of records.
Well, wonderful. It's one game. So, I mean, good. Look, they won. I don't know that means anything, the fact that they won by as much as they did, but it's better than losing, that's for sure.
Right. Well, yeah, but yeah, they made the Sixers look pretty bad, and one of the records was Brunson tied Michael Jordan, I think it was, for the first time in 5 games in a row that a player had scored 35 points plus in 5 games in a row. Now,
again,
am I correct on that?
I don't know. Nice to do. What does it mean? I mean, it's a nice accomplishment, nice individual accomplishment, helps a team win. Great.
It means they won 1 game. Yep,
Right.
exactly. They got to win 4. They got to win. They got to win 3 more. The Rays the Devil Rays are I still have trouble not calling them the Devil Rays, but I'm not supposed to. In my opinion, quietly, and they're keeping track with the Yankees right now.
They are.
I mean, they've won like 9 out of 11 or 11 out of 13 or something like that. And the rest of the AL East is below the Devil Rays. They're like 7 and 8 games back. Am I correct on that?
The AL East is not very good, except for 2 teams.
The Yankees and the Rays right now.
Right, correct. At this point.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then I'm actually jumping on the bandwagon with the Anaheim Ducks because Vegas. I think the Vegas Golden Knights had too much success too early on. They're a dang good hockey squad, but I wouldn't mind seeing the Ducks take it all the way and win the Stanley Cup. But the Carolina Hurricanes, by the way, are still undefeated in the playoffs, I believe.
Well, I mean, weren't they a 1 seed?
They were the 1 seed, and that was something that slipped my mind as the playoffs started. But yeah, they swept their first series and won game 2 last night in overtime.
I'm rooting for Buffalo.
Are you going to go? You going for the Sabres?
How long has it been since they've been in the playoffs? Their fans have suffered.
That's true.
Go Buffalo.
It has been almost 2 decades. Yeah, you're right. All right, sir. Always a pleasure.
Okay.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you, Top Jimmy. Hi, Andy. How are you?
Good. Something you said just resonated, and I had a historical footnote because I don't know if you could compare with modern, but you said Secretariat was the GOAT in terms of horse racing?
Or Citation, yes.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. In modern era, I think you're right and readily concede it, but I thought you might find it interesting to know about a horse from the 1750 era in England called Eclipse because it went 250 or 300 and 0. The horse never lost a race. It's an incredible story. There's books about him and stuff, but it's one of those things like I don't even know how you compare the eras, but in terms of performance, that horse was incredible.
It's called Eclipse?
Eclipse, yeah.
Okay. I'll take your word for that. But no, look, I think it was American Eclipse. As I'm looking this up,
maybe I admit it's been 20 years since I really looked into it and was studying it.
But there's a book about that. It's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. It's really an incredible record for one horse to have.
I'm looking this up as you're telling me. An
Yeah, okay, so it was British. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
awesome.
Well, appreciate it. Thank you, Andy. You learn something every day doing this show, right? Rich in Land O'Lakes. Hi, Rich.
Hey, Steve. Good to talk with you again.
Uh-huh.
So you mentioned Victor Hedman early in the broadcast today. I just want to touch base on that a little bit. Just because it goes to show that you never know what's going on in somebody's life.
That's right.
I mean, this guy, from all appearances' sake, this guy's 6'7", 250, tough hockey player, 7-time All-Star, won the Norris Trophy 2017, won 2 Stanley Cups. So has the appearance of this guy hasn't made. You never know what's going on in somebody's life. And he's a good community guy, too. I mean, he's a volunteer at the Tampa Bay Humane Society, goes to a lot of their events. So it was kind of secretive. Nobody really knew a lot about what was going on. There was nothing out there, so now we know, and, maybe it'll help other people out, too. My question to you is, do you think, hockey is such a physical game, do you think that the physicality of the game, 16 years of that constant pounding, may be one of the causes for, him having mental health issues?
Let me see if I know where you're going here. Are you talking like trauma, things like that?
Concussions.
Yeah.
Constant pounding, going into the boards. They're protected somewhat with helmets, but, realistically, it's very physical.
It is. Now, he's in his mid-30s, I want to say. Am I right?
35, 36,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, and obviously he's played a long time. So could the physical toll of all those years, caught up to him? But I don't know how that would relate to the mental side, unless there's if you're talking CTE or something like that, which I don't think it is. But the fact that, he didn't play, and if you were living in Tampa or, St. Peter, wherever, and why isn't he playing, takes a lot of courage, I think, to come out and say, hey, I'm dealing with a mental health issue because, he's big, bad Victor Hedman, right? Okay. So
right. Yeah.
Give him a lot of credit for that.
Definitely a lot of credit. Quick comment on the Rays, too. And by the way, I like when you have your students come back. I mean, they're pros, man. They know their stuff. The guy that was on earlier about talking about the Yankees, and he commented on the Rays a little bit. Look, Rays are playing good baseball right now. It's May 5th. Last year, they went through the same type of situation. They went like 28-9 going into June. And I remember calling into the postgame show to Chris saying, hey, this team is built to not go on long losing streaks. Yandy Diaz came out and said we're the best team in baseball. And I'll tell you what, it was all downhill after that. So I am being realistic day by day. I like the way they're playing, but let's see what happens over the next 4 or 5 months or whatever it's going to be.
The only thing that I think would mitigate that a little bit this year, Boston's really bad. Really bad.
Yep.
And I don't know that they're going to get better. And I think the Orioles aren't very good either. Now, I think Toronto is going to be when they get their people back. They've had a lot of people hurt. So if they get healthy, I see them playing better. I don't think the Rays are going to keep up, the pace they're at now. But look, they always seem to surprise, a few seasons. So maybe this will be one of them that they do.
We'll see how it goes, man.
Okay.
Should be interesting.
Thank you, Rich.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Steve.
you. Yes, sir. We'll take a break, come back. Much more that you can talk to us about. Email us, phone us, do whatever you need to do. Talk some sports with us. You're listening to Sports Scene on WRUF. Hey, folks, it's Steve Russell for my friends at Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue. They've been in business for over 45 years. That in itself says a whole lot. Take a look around you when you drive. Take a look at the car in front of you, alongside of you. There's a really good chance it'll have a Southeast Car Agency tag, just like my vehicle does, and many vehicles before that have as well. When you go see them in person, make sure and tell them Sports Scene sent you to the good people at Southeast Car Agency, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue, Gainesville.
Everyone knows Gator Trim Light is the go-to for patented permanent holiday lighting. But did you know they do so much more? From pool enclosures and businesses to decks and landscape lighting, they've got you covered. Full color systems, fully programmable, right from your smartphone. Invisible by day, stunning by night. Show off your orange and blue home or landscape with GatorTrimLight.com. That's GatorTrimLight.com. GatorTrimLight.com.
Hi, I'm Kerry Meldon. At Meldon Law, we prepare every case as if it's going to trial. And part of that preparation involves real people from our community giving honest feedback. Join one of our jury research focus groups. You'll review real case scenarios, share your perspective, and enjoy dinner and dessert on us. We'll thank you and provide you $125 for your time. It's engaging, meaningful, and your voice truly matters. Visit meldonlaw.com to sign up today.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
Hey, have you ever talked to Ruse Agra over at State Farm?
Oh yeah, Ruse is awesome. Helped me get a ton of coverage for way less than I expected, and he serves all of North Florida. Super friendly too, actually takes time to explain everything.
Really? I thought State Farm would be pricey.
No, surprisingly great rates. You get that neighborly service you don't find everywhere. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I might give Ruse at State Farm a call.
You should. Call 352-240-1779 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
If there's anybody that knows what teamwork and great leadership is all about, it's the head ball coach himself, Steve Spurrier. Sure, it applies to football and the team at Campus USA Credit Union.
Yeah, I think we got excellent leadership with Jerry Benton and his staff there, and certainly I'm proud to team up with those guys as we go from year to year.
Campus USA Credit Union can help with all your financial decisions. Join the team. Learn more at campuscu.com. Member NCUA.
When the late, great Charlie Daniels would need a place for jewelry he could trust, he turned to International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange.
Hi, I'm Charlie Daniels, and I live in Tennessee, but when I get ready to do something serious about jewelry or a gift for my wife or somebody, I always get in touch with the folks at International Gold and Diamond Exchange here in Gainesville. There's a lot of reasons for that. One reason is they sell nothing but the best.
Find out what Charlie was talking about for yourself at International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange at 3440 West University Avenue and online at igdwex.com.
Connecting with WRUF at Sports Scene just got easier. Call, email, watch on YouTube or Facebook Live. And now text us on the B&D Electric text line at 352-325-3777. That's 352-325-3777. Gator baseball fans, don't miss On Deck with Steve Russell and Jeff Cardoso live every Monday at 1 on WRUF. Get baseball and softball breakdowns, player analysis, and SEC previews. Listen live or anytime on the WRUF app, YouTube, or Facebook. On Deck, it's a hit.
WRUF, where Gator Nation comes alive. 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Welcome back to Sports Scene. It's pretty interesting. When I mentioned about going to Oklahoma, I always enjoy seeing a new place. I always enjoy coming back home, too, after a road trip. But, OU was good. And the fact that, they didn't have anything to eat or drink in the press box, I have probably gotten and answered in the breaks probably about 7 or 8 emails about that. I'm going to read you 2. BB, International Diamond Center email. Your Oklahoma experience raised questions from my wife. What does UF do for visiting announcers? Do they bring food and drink to them? Well, nobody brings it to us. We have to go get it. And what do they do for the home announcers? We have a tradition here. But first of all, let me start with, if you come to Condren, they have food there for the media and drink, okay? They don't bring it to you. You have to go get it, but it is provided. And it's nice. It's pizza. It's miapa. It's whatever, right? Chick-fil-A sometimes. So, it's not a 10-course meal, but it's good, right? So they have that for the visitors. They have that for us. We have a little toast on Sundays that we do with Café con Leche. And we've been doing that for a long time on Sundays. We include the visiting sports information director, visiting radio people, the television people, whoever. Julio and friends do that. So there you go. And look, I'm just going to say this and drop it. There are people, and rightly so, who think that, we're spoiled prima donnas in the press box and whatnot. We're not. But it is nice, where you go. But some places give you popcorn. Okay, great. But, you do need a drink in case, you choke up or something. By the way, Florida's academic progress rate was announced for its athletes. 2 Florida teams had a max. They had the max score possible in academic progress rate. All right, Michael and Charlie, just tell me, what do you think the 2 teams were at Florida that had the maximum academic progress rate? Charlie says softball, track and field. Nope. Lacrosse and gymnastics. 11 Florida teams exceeded or equaled its sports national average. Included football, too. So Florida had a 988 in football. The national average in FBS is 971. And this is the 7th consecutive year gymnastics posted an APR of 1,000. 7th consecutive year. That's pretty good. All right. Let's see here. We've got some YouTube questions again. Dan, I've seen some preseason top 25 rankings with Florida in it, in football, I think. After the last few seasons, getting tired of all the preseason hype when we know nothing about how this roster will do, especially with the new coaching staff. Well, Dan, take all that with a grain of salt, right? I mean, I will tell you what the preseason ranking was in just a minute. ESPN just did, and they did it for all the Division I schools. Facebook Live question, courtesy of Ruse-Ogre State Farm. Harry, everybody says a team in the West will win the NBA championship, but the Knicks are on a hot streak. Should they be getting more respect as a title contender? Yes. I mean, the way they're playing right now, yes. And I say that as a skeptic because I know what the Knicks can do. But they're playing really good right now. So, yeah, I mean, they should be getting a little more respect. Parker says, do you see technology taking over officiating in the future? Not while I'm breathing. When I'm, wherever I am, I might be watching robots do it. That is a strike. That is a ball. I don't know. But look, Parker, I do think this. In the quest to get calls right, you have to use technology. You have to. And if you do that, you have to do it at the price of the game being longer. And I don't know that I'm always for that. Don't forget our text line, 352-325-3777, courtesy of B&D Electric. Ian, do you see more tournaments for money happening like the one with volleyball? Yes, I do. I think NIL is going to continue changing the college landscape. I agree with that too, Ian. YouTube question, courtesy of Campus USA Credit Union. Do you think the Gators should find a broadcast partner like Duke did with Amazon for a few of their games? I got to think about that one, George. Facebook Live question. Do challenges get annoying when you're calling the game? A little bit, Nick, if it's long. But once again, you got to sit there and understand that you're supposed to get the call right. And so, look, there are challenges when you even see the video and that you show it and you go, was he safe? I mean, and they slow it down to the nth degree to get it right. That takes time. And yeah, like you wish, let's go. But if the idea is to get it right, then you just have to deal with that. I think that's what you have to do. And I think I'm anxious to see what the SEC is going to do with this challenge system on an experimental basis in the SEC tournament. You can't have it both ways. If you want the call right, then you have to let technology do its work. If you don't like the technology, then live with the fact umpires, officials are going to blow some calls. And it may affect the game, too. So pick your poison. We'll take a break, come back. Last half hour coming up. Plenty of time to hear from you, though, on Sports Scene on WRUF.
This is former Gator quarterback Shane Matthews, and you're listening to the home of Gator Sports, WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
It's never fun being injured, and with summer on the way, the last thing you want is lingering pain holding you back. Good news, you don't have to deal with long waits or high costs at Titan MRI and Imaging. At Titan MRI and Imaging, you're not just another patient. You're treated with care in a comfortable, personal setting. With 2 locations in Gainesville and 1 in Lake City, being pain-free is a short drive away, and they accept insurance. So don't sit out this summer. Get the scan you need and get back to enjoying it. Visit TitanMRI.com to learn more.
The jewelry store with the most likes, the most positive reviews, the most raving fans is International Diamond Center.
IDC is definitely a place that I will come to as long as I live here. This will be my go-to place always.
Literally the best jewelry store in town. You'll make friends for life coming in here. I felt like family from the beginning. The value was extraordinary.
I've got a beautiful diamond on my finger, and I'm very proud of it.
International Diamond Center.
I'm very happy to show it off.
At Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
By now, you've heard about the Florida Legends Experience in Gila, featuring Gator Heisman greats Tim Tebow, Danny Werfel, and Steve Spurrier all in one place at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Imagine catching a pass or taking a handoff from a Heisman winner, all while supporting Isaiah 117 to help provide safe, loving homes for children in need. Then enjoy an unforgettable evening at the Gala, filled with great food and lasting memories. Don't miss this historic event. Find out how you and your business can get involved at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com.
Summer in Gainesville means sunshine, barbecues, and storm season right around the corner. Don't wait until disaster strikes to think about your roof. Whether it's your home or your business, Atlantic Roofing has you covered. From inspections to full replacements, their expert team handles both residential and commercial roofing, built to stand up to Florida's toughest weather. Get ahead of the storm. Protect what matters most. Visit AtlanticRoofingFL.com today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing. Roofing you can trust, rain or shine.
Hey, Gator baseball fans, here's a win you can taste. When the Florida Gators take home a victory at Condren Family Ballpark, you win too at Miapa Latin Cafe. The day after every home win, swing by and score a free Cuban coffee, hot or iced, your choice. Just bring your game ticket to any Miapa location and claim your reward within 24 hours of the win. It's that simple. Gators win, you win. Only at Miapa Latin Cafe, serving Gator fans for over 20 years. Play ball!
The best conversations happen with Los Landeros tequila, like this recent conversation between 2 Gator legends.
Coach, you know, it always impressed me how you beat Florida State to win the 1996 national championship.
And I was really impressed with your 06, 08, and 09 Gator teams.
And the way you coached Danny to the Heisman Trophy.
A lot like what you did with Tim Tebow.
To the Swamp and the Gators, with the best beverage served at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. 100% agave, Los Landeros tequila. Aged in bourbon barrels for a smoother taste.
When you're ready to feel the wind in your hair or trade traffic for trailheads,
Then you're ready for real summer fun, and Radiant Credit Union is ready to get you there. ATVs, UTVs. If it kicks up dirt and makes your weekend better, Radiant has special loan rates right now with flexible terms and fast approvals. The only thing you'll be waiting on is your friends to catch up. Start your adventure today at radiantcu.org. Loan subject to credit approval. Radiant is federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, it's Jeff Cardozo. Your only home for Gator Baseball is WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2. Your home for Gator Sports.
Don't forget Gators softball in the SEC tournament. We have it for you Thursday, the quarterfinals. Coverage begins bright and early in the morning, 10:40 a.m. First pitch at 11. Sports team will air after Gators softball that day. Okay? Welcome back. I want to tell you about Sensei Asian Bistro. Now open in Celebration Point next to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. They bring bold Japanese French fusion flavors you won't find any place else in town. The premier date night spot has arrived, and we welcome them to our sports scene family. Make your reservations today. Sensei Asian Bistro. Had some comments from yesterday I didn't get to. They were text. Jonesy, did you see the LSU softball win 25-0 over Auburn? I didn't. He says, stunning a game can go that way this deep in a conference play. Joe, the lovely baby crying the entire baseball broadcast was a bit annoying. I agree. Maybe they were the good luck omen. Yeah, maybe. I'm going to say this again to you. When we go on the road, we don't have the luxury of having the field mic'd like we do at home. So we stick a microphone out our broadcast window. And, you're at the mercy. YouTube question, Neo, can you think of another time where a player has barely hit and been a hero like Caden McDonald? I'm sure I could if I thought about it, but not recently. Andrew, for the rest of the regular season, what's the most important aspect baseball needs to focus on? Staying healthy is one. I think they're a pretty good team if they're healthy. But I think their pitching is good. Strength of the team. I think they got to get better defensively and hit the ball better. Randy from Facebook, what do you think about softball's loss at Georgia? Really shocking how bad the defensive issues were. 5 of their 7 SEC play errors came in that series. You play a lot of games, Randy, and you're going to play some stinkers. That's just how it is. And that usually happens on the road. MJ on Facebook, McDonald's awesome. He went full Ohtani. Beautiful to watch. Anybody see this coming? No. I mean, we thought he would pitch, and he just about gave up on hitting. He was going to just focus on pitching, but, again, injuries have something to do with it, so he got his chance and made the most of it. Dustin, kind of bummed lacrosse lost in the Big 12 title game. They still made the NCAA tournament. They go to Boulder. If they get out of there, they'll play the 1 seed. Yeah, that's how those things work. Yep. Matter of fact, this is the 15th NCAA lacrosse tournament appearance for the Gators. They played the Denver Pioneers. I didn't know Denver were the Pioneers. I learned something. Didn't know that. They'll play Friday. And they're going to play at 9 p.m. Eastern time out there. And then they're going to be 8-seed Colorado will face Jacksonville, the matchup before that. Florida's 15-3 on the year. They're 7-0 all time against Denver. So we will see how they do. Okay? All right. I got another segment left. Still can hear from you. And a lot of text line questions today. We appreciate that. And that's been a very popular thing. And I want to thank you for using that and thank B&D Electric for sponsoring it. Ron, women's basketball keeps adding new players. We'll have a brand new team next year. We have Coach Reese on your show. Yes, we will. Ron, that's our plan. We've reached out. We were told we had to hold up a little bit because she was doing that work. So there you are. Larry, I have zero sympathy for you not getting free food at games you broadcast. You're getting paid. Use some of that money and buy your own food and drink. Well, Larry, you can have that opinion, and that's fine. And I can tell you that is what I do if we don't get it. Or I just bring my own. So I'm not asking for your sympathy either. Keep your sympathy. This is my 41st year of having season tickets for football. Now, if I wanted to be a smart guy, I'd say, so what? But I'm not. And I've never received any complimentary food. That's on you, not on me. He said, I'll send you a care package if that's important to you. No, it's not. But thank you for sending me that very thoughtful email. Ron, again, Ron, for you, women's basketball, I will have Coach Reese on here as soon as she's able. Jocelyn Erickson got drafted number 5 in the AUSL Pro Softball League. And Cahalan, 17th and final pick. Yep, that's true. Softball tournament's begun. Auburn upset Missouri, plays Texas A&M when they're playing Florida. Okay. I mean, Florida, we'll see who it plays and go from there. You know, it is amazing to me sometimes, too, when I get an email like Larry's, that I'm not – it's amazing what people think of what broadcasters get or do. I think we all have to eat, whether we're broadcasting a game or not. And, Larry, I'm sure when you're the president of Santa Fe College, you got some perks as a president of the college. If you didn't, you were pretty stupid for not getting them. But you would think you would. Well, that's one of the perks you get. You go to a football game, they feed the media. Go to a basketball game, feed the media. How it is. That's just part of what you do. All right. I've not had a call in a while. I have a couple of more emails. I got one yesterday, International Diamond Center email from Michael. And he said, I know you'll commiserate with all these fans. Hope you're well. Also, that baseball and softball straightened out and fly right. Mike in Tallahassee. First of all, before I even get to this, I really want to thank all of you who email and call from wherever. I mean, social media is great. You can contact from any place, and listeners from all over the place, viewers from all over the place. It's pretty good. Jacob Robinson wrote this column. I recently asked Jets fans to explain what it feels like to support their team. Got 200 replies, and he said, even worse than I thought. Unpleasant dental appointments were referenced 13 times. Yeah, it's this is the only franchise. By the way, in the past decade, let me tell you what it's been like. 0 playoff appearances, 0 winning seasons. Okay, the only franchise to win fewer than 30% of its games over the last decade. That's what being a Jets fan is like. But I wear my Jets stuff. I'm loyal to them. Here's a couple that were interesting. Being a Jets fan is like renewing a gym membership every January for half a century. Each year, you walk in convinced this is the year everything changes. You buy into the plan, you picture the transformation, and by March, you're back on the couch, sore, disappointed, somehow still paying for it. Yeah. It's like getting great seats for opening day of a baseball season, but rain is predicted. Sure enough, it pours all day. The game is called before you even leave the house. There's no hope, but even worse, you're not even in the ballpark. And then, 2 more. My 5-year-old daughter asked me what the difference between baseball and football is. In her estimation, it was, baseball is the one where they hit the ball with the bat and run around the bases. Football is the one where you stare at the TV and yell, you know what? Okay? 5-year-old, folks. And then, this from Matt, every Sunday feels like your father who left for milk is going to come back. You sit on the porch, looking at the driveway, thinking this week will be different, imagining his beat-up 2010 Honda Civic is going to pull up on the gravel and come home. However, the sun sets, the car's not arrived, you go back inside, ready to do it all over again the next week and the week after. Ladies and gentlemen, being a Jets fan. Thank you, Michael. That's pretty good. That's actually really good. So, yeah, I can relate to some of that. We'll take a final break. We'll come back, and then we'll wrap up today. You're listening to Sports Scene, coming to you live from the Gator Trimlight Studio, fueled by Southeast Cards and on WRUF.
Sometimes it can be hard to tell the difference between a minor sprain and a significant issue. The team at UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine provide expert orthopedic care with locations in Gainesville and Ocala for everything from walk-in treatments to specialized surgeries and complex cases. Choose the providers who care for Team USA. Visit ufhealth.org/orthoexperts to learn more. Proud provider for the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Medical Network.
Attention local and regional CDLA drivers in the North Florida area. Pritchett Trucking is currently looking for local and regional drivers. Are you looking for a driver-friendly environment? Pritchett Trucking offers more home time, great pay, and great benefits, including health insurance and paid time off. And they also offer a quarterly performance and safety program, plus a sign-on bonus. Pritchett Trucking's regional drivers are home weekends and local drivers are home daily. If you're at least 23 years old and want a rewarding career with great pay, don't let the opportunity pass you by. Apply online at PritchettTrucking.com.
Are you ready to raise your game when it comes to your Gators gear? Head over to Alma Mater in Gainesville. You'll find just what you need to rep your team in style. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, they've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan in all kinds of weather. Whether it's game day or any day, you'll be winning with officially licensed apparel found nowhere else. Locally owned, locally produced. Alma Mater, in-store at the corner of 34th and University or online at almamaterdesign.com.
Domino's carryout deal means you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each when you order online or by phone. Just in case there's any confusion, we've even set up a helpful website to confirm if today is a day you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's carryout deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carryout only. Ask for this offer. Availability and charges may vary. Size availability varies by crust type. Excludes XL and specialty. Your local store may charge extra for some toppings and sauces.
We all know the most exciting thing that can happen during a baseball game is a grand slam. Leave it to Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC and the Florida Gators to make it even more exciting. This year, at any SEC home game here in Gainesville, if the baseball or softball team hits a grand slam in the 4th inning, someone will win a 2-year lease on a brand new 2026 Chevy Trax. It's happened before. Will you be the next to win? Davis Gainesville Chevrolet and the Florida Gators. Now that's a hit.
This summer, bring every game home. Baseball, soccer, golf, like never before. With a stunning new home theater system from Electronics World. Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, surveillance, and smart home solutions. Delivering the best products, the best service, and the best price. Don't just watch the game, live it. At Electronics World. Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, home surveillance, and smart home installation and service. Visit electronicsworld.net for more. That's electronicsworld.net.
In a world of big banks, there's only one truly local choice in Gainesville, Gala Bank. Locally owned and operated, Gala Bank is built by people who live here, work here, and care about this community. With over 350 years of combined banking experience, you'll always get trusted guidance and personal service you can count on. And with convenient 7 to 7 hours, Monday through Saturday, banking works around your schedule, not the other way around. Local bank, local people. Gala Bank, member FDIC.
Foodies, this is not a drill.
Sensei Asian Bistro is now open in Celebration Point, right next to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, and it's bringing bold Japanese French fusion flavors you won't find anywhere else. We're talking smoked New York strip, rich matcha curry, melt-in-your-mouth Chilean sea bass, and the fan-favorite Chunggang chili chicken. Feeling adventurous? Dive into fresh crudo oysters or treat yourself to A5 Wagyu tataki. Add in handcrafted cocktails, and you've got your next night out covered. Sensei Asian Bistro. Come hungry, leave impressed.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
I just got another NBA offer from Hard Rock Bet.
A Hard Rock Bet promo at the Hard Rock Bet party? That is so meta.
That's not meta. That's Meta World Peace. Meta. Tell them about Hard Rock Bet.
Hard Rock Bet has it all. Live odds for every NBA game, every player prop, same game parlays, you name it. It's the only place I play these days.
Okay, now that is meta.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
Skies mostly sunny throughout our Tuesday afternoon. Temperatures today peaking in the upper 80s. Then tonight, increasing clouds becoming partly cloudy and temperatures staying mild. Lows should only dip to the mid to upper 60s to start off our Wednesday. Turning breezy tomorrow afternoon, gusts from the west to 15 miles an hour. Hot with highs in the lower 90s. From the WUFT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Megan Borowski.
You're listening to Sports Scene with Steve Russell, right here on WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
All right, we're back to wrap up Sports Scene for this Tuesday. Let's go to our Titan MRI Imaging phone line. JD, hello.
Hey, Steve. How are you doing, sir?
Good.
Want to run something by you, and I think I already know your answer before I ask, but and this is kind of a nebulous concept, but it has to do with comfort level of fans with coaches.
Okay.
And I'll use somebody I know best. That'd be me. And this is an old story, but I remember when Coach Spurrier came, the fan base was tied up in knots, and I woke up one morning, had a dream, woke up one morning, told my wife, hey, Steve Spurrier's coming back, everything's going to be fine. I think the comfort level the whole time he was here was very high, was with me, and I think the real true Gator fans it was like a death in the family when he left. And then Urban came, and I think it was okay. But then people, the comfort level, with what was going on with the kids getting in trouble, there was always doubts. With comfort with Will Muschamp with offense, it was Precious defense, but the offense there was the comfort level with who followed.
Okay, I got like 3 minutes here, JD. We can't go through every coach in Gator history. What's the point here?
Right. Okay, the point is, I think that my gut tells me that the comfort level with Coach Sumrall is probably as high as it's been with any coach, probably since Coach Spurrier. I think the comfort level is very high. And I know what you're going to say, but anyway, I'd like to hear what you're going to say. What do you think about that?
Let me go back to Coach Spurrier.
Yeah,
I don't know that fans knew at the time he was hired he would be successful. I mean, he came from Duke, not a successful program, and turned them around. But how many people saw, especially back in those days, his offense and what they did? There was hope. There was, a track record to go on, but nobody really knew how he would be. With Sumrall, I do agree with you. I think there is a level that Gator fans have liked what he has said, liked what he has done. I think he's attacked what he views as the weaknesses in the program, and he also is following somebody who was probably the antithesis of him, okay, in terms of, what his demeanor was, how he did a press conference. Sumrall's not going to win a he's okay at it, but he's pretty matter-of-fact, blunt almost, but I think he has not hidden what he feels this team's got to do. He's not hidden from the challenge. He's put it to his players. So with all that said, JD, because I only have 3 minutes left, I agree with your assessment.
Yeah, and Steve, I in my gut, I feel 7, 8, 9 wins coming. That may not happen, but I feel it. And if we get 7, 8, 9 wins, we're off and running, and I don't think there's any turning back. So anyway, I'm just me, one person. I'm thrilled.
Well, I think a lot of people are very happy with the hire.
Very happy.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, JD. I don't think there's any question about that. I think if you asked Gator fans, did a poll and said, are you happy with this hire, the vast majority would say yes. William, on a follow-up from an International Diamond Center email from yesterday, you really believe Sully gave McDonald adequate chances early in the season? I'm assuming you mean to hit. Didn't see enough at-bats to buy Jeff's claim from yesterday. Well, remember, things change. And I think that's the thing that people forget, William. If you look at any kind of a season from day one to the end, there's a ton of things that happen. Somebody gets hurt, somebody gets a chance, they stay in the lineup. One thing's for sure that's very consistent with Sully. If a guy hits, they find a way to keep him in the lineup. And they will do that with McDonald as long as he hits. Did he get enough chances? I mean, in hindsight, it's easy to say no because of what he's done. And it's on Curlin, is there a ride or die mentality with him? The reality, he's been hurt, which is true. Why should we expect him to go back to the player he was 3 years ago? Last 3 seasons, he's not been a very good player. That's just reality. I guess I would also say, what's a, quote, very good player, unquote. He's hit better lately, but he's not going to be a 350 hitter. He's not. But that's I think he's the best at what you have there. Would you give Nato a chance? More? I wouldn't now because I think Curlin is starting to come around. I think he's hitting like 7 of his last 9 or something like that. So I would not do that. Okay. Mike, I got 1 minute. Go.
I'm faster than that. What our new football coach reminds me of is Charlie Pell. I haven't seen that kind of enthusiasm since Pell. Pell really, you knew something was going to be different, and he was very demanding. And now all we'd have to do is get, like Ward Pell used to do, the pep rallies. So maybe his wife can do those too. You remember that? She would get out there on Fridays and lead the pep rally.
Yep.
Yeah. You go back that far, right?
I do, yes.
Yeah. All right, anyway, go Gators, okay. And I love this new coach.
All right, Mike, thank you. Appreciate it. That'll do it for our show for today. Thanks to UNF coach Joe Mercadante for being here. Don't forget, we'll have live broadcast of the game tonight, 6:25 right here. Thanks to Michael for producing. We thank you for listening. Always appreciate it when you do. We'll see you tomorrow for a Wednesday edition of Sports Scene. Don't forget, Kevin and the Sports Lab gang are next. You're listening to WRUF. See you tomorrow.
Every pitch of Gator baseball, all season long, right here on WRUF, your home for Gator Sports.
Gator Nation, did you know the UF bookstore, located right inside the University of Florida's Rights Union, is more than just textbooks? That's right. Gear up with officially licensed Gator merchandise from top brands like Nike, Peter Lamar, Lululemon, Columbia, Tommy Bahama, Apple, and more. From game day to every day, we've got the styles Gators love. Stop by the Florida bookstore at Rights Union. The Florida bookstore, where Gators shop.
Go Gators! It's lunchtime, and nobody does lunch like Pomodoro Cafe. From Italian dishes to subs and salads, and favorites like their pressed ciabatta pesto chicken with fries, grilled chicken, assorted roast peppers, mushrooms, mozzarella, and pesto aioli.
This is Steve Russell sharing with you one of my favorite lunch spots, Pomodoro Cafe, located in the Spring Hill Publix complex on 39th Avenue near I-75. Enjoy Pomodoro Cafe today.
And don't forget, they cater online at pomodorocafe.com.
In the mood for a delicious Asian fusion cuisine for lunch? Then head to P.F. Chang's in Gainesville. They have lunch specials starting at just $11.99. Happy hour, Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. Enjoy $5.99 beers, $6.99 wines, and $8.99 cocktails. Wednesdays are girls' night with half-price wine and champagne bottles. And any day, anytime, sip house and lucky cocktails for $8.99. Celebrate every meal at P.F. Chang's Gainesville, your destination for lunch, drinks, and fun.
There are plenty of realtors in town, but few work as hard, respond as quickly, or care as deeply as Doreen Wiebe of Caldwell Banker MM Parish. Community-driven and client-focused, Doreen will work with you to ensure your satisfaction. Whether you're buying or selling, she brings persistence, preparation, and heart to every deal. With Doreen, you're not just another transaction. You're a priority. Call 352-562-1411. That's 352-562-1411.
Gator fans, this one's for you. Introducing Castaway Sauce Company, the hot sauce made by Gators for Gators. Their signature ball kicker hot sauce is inspired by Steve Spurrier's famous kick that beat Auburn in '66. If you love hot sauce with real flavor, not just heat and vinegar, Castaway delivers. Available at select public supermarkets, Castaway Sauce Company is founded by a lifelong Gator and proud UF alum. From mild to wild, they've got a flavor for every Gator tailgate. Grab your Castaway hot sauce today and taste the tradition. Learn more at CastawaySauceCompany.com.
It's game day. Lights on, fans ready, everything running like it should. Now imagine your home performing at that same level. No flickering lights, no tripping breakers, no last-minute surprises. With B&D Electric, your home's electrical system is always game day ready. From repairs and lighting to panel upgrades and troubleshooting, they deliver reliable service you can count on every time. Don't sit on the sidelines. Schedule your service today at www.bdelectric.com. That's bdelectric.com.
Looking for the perfect stay in Gainesville? Holiday Inn Gainesville University Center is just steps from the Swamp, the closest hotel to UF. With 6 stylish floors of brand new everything, we've been completely renovated and fully remodeled for your comfort. Enjoy the best guest services in town, competitive rates, and a location you just can't beat. And don't forget about our rooftop pool. Whether it's game day, graduation, or a Gator getaway, make your stay extraordinary at Holiday Inn Gainesville University Center. Visit us online today for details and booking.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF